Hello, hockey fans! Welcome back to the Hockey Flow. My name is Josh. Today is Wednesday, May 11th, 2022. Thank you again for joining me. Man, we had a wonderful evening of hockey. 3 exciting close games on the docket. So we're going to go through all those. Man, how about those Power Rangers? Am I right? They didn't want to go home, I guess. Down 3-1, and boy, they're coming back and they look good. And tell you what, if Crosby's not playing next game, man, could be an even series real quick. But we are going to go through all those wonderful scores. We're going to go through some of the headlines from the games. We are going to go through our picks for tomorrow night's games. Tell you what, feeling pretty good after tonight. We're off that 500 schneid. We went 2-1 with our picks from last night, so very excited about that. Hopefully we can keep this positive momentum going, right? We are going to round out the evening with another article deep dive. We're heading back to The Athletic. Have a wonderful article from Sean McIndoe. Man, I absolutely love this Down Goes Brown column. Pops up in The Athletic all the time. I believe it's a weekly column, but I absolutely love it. And this one, we have a real special one. It's the annual Old Guy Without a Cup column. So we have a wonderful list. We're going to break that down a tiny bit, get my surprises, but I'm really excited for you guys to see that one. I really enjoy this. But without further ado, let's jump right into the action for the evening, shall we? All right, so we had Penguins, Rangers, Caps, Panthers, and Stars, Flames tonight. We're going to start off with the Pens and Rangers, and tell you what, this one was a close one. As we can see in the highlight here, it was 3-3, start of the third period, and Rangers, man, you guys, they showed up tonight, so good for you. Tell you what, if Crosby doesn't get injured, though, might be a different game. Everything just changed. Whether or not he did it on purpose, let me know in the comments what you think. Coach thought Trouba definitely did that on purpose, but I don't know. I mean, there's a couple angles there where you see, and it clearly looks like that elbow is a little high. So I don't know, but part of it, hockey's a physical game, right? That's part of what we love. As long as it's clean, as long as you're not hurting people, and positive vibes heading out to Sidney Crosby's way. Upper body injury is what they listed it as, but clearly something to do with the noggin there, and with his concussion history, you hate to see it. So, good for you Rangers fans, but tough one tonight for you Pens fans. You still have the 3-2 series lead though, right? Still sunshine in that regard. Fingers crossed Crosby is okay moving into Game 6. I think you guys are going to close it out. If Crosby doesn't play, I don't know. It might be a different story. Malkin, man, he didn't look great. Emotions were a little all over the place. We have him hanging up here today, try to bring some good luck their way. But yeah, good for you Rangers fans. Great game. It was fun to watch as a neutral. Moving on to the Caps and Panthers. So this one was another fun one. Real close game. Man, I thought the Caps were going to just pull away at one point. It was 3-0 at one point in this one. And the Panthers rallied back behind Carter Verhaeghe. I think I saw he had 5 points this evening. My goodness. So good for him. Good for them. Rally behind that wonderful fan base. You guys deserve that. Caps fans, it's okay. Right now we're things, it almost feels like the universe is back how it should be, but you guys played well again. This was another great game. TJ Oshie, man, I'm gonna have to go buy his jersey. I tell you what, I looked on eBay pretty quick and got a Team USA one with my eye on it. But this was a good game. Panthers 5-3, but they did slip an empty netter at the end there. So 4-3 most of the third period there. It was great. So good for you Panthers fans. All right, game of the evening, rounded out the night. Stars Flames 3-1 Flames. This one was another close one, kind of a slugfest. Not much scoring. Tapped an empty netter at the end there to make it 3-1. Mangiapane with the game winner, 2-1. Backlund had 1-2. That's the one we're seeing here. Man, look at those Flames fans. Man, I love it. I'm jealous. That's so cool. But good for you Flames fans. You guys are up 3-2. That's where I would love to be as an Oiler fan. I'd love to be in that position, but it's all right. We're going to come back. We're going to tie it up tomorrow night. Absolutely. We'll get in those picks in just a moment. But overall, the game was pretty neat. From a Stars perspective, Jason Robertson got downgraded to the second line and responded, scored a goal. Markstrom probably should have had it off his mitt, off of Hannafin's back and in. But yeah, good game. It was fun to watch. I wish we'd had a little more scoring, darn it, but that's okay. It was still a close one. It was fun to watch. All right, let's move on to the picks for tomorrow night's games. All right, we had 4 on the docket for tomorrow. We're going to kick it off with Hurricanes Bruins, and I don't know why. No idea, but I'm going Bruins. I want the course of this series. Man, I want them to tie it up. I want to go to a Game 7. I want as many Game 7s as we can get. So you're going to see that in my theme. You're going to see that as a theme of my picks, I tell you what. But I do think the Bruins are going to win this one. Probably going to be close. Hopefully it's a big slugfest. I would love some high-scoring action. It'd be really great. Maple Leafs Lightning, like I said, I want Game 7s. I want Game 7s. If anything, I want the Leafs to earn this, man. I know Leafs fans, you're going to say, we've been through enough. But I tell you what, I want you to really earn it. And you'll feel better at the end. If you guys do end up winning it and you go through Tampa in 7 games and storm through the East, heck yeah, you guys will definitely have earned it. But I think for tomorrow night's game, Lightning, I'm going with the Bolts. Bolts are going to win. Blues Wild, this one, another one. I gotta go Wild. For one, I picked them to win the series, so we gotta continue that momentum. But also, I want to see that Game 7 again, right? Blues have the 3-2 series lead. They look good last game, I'll admit. But Kaprizov is flying right now. Zuccarello, we're spoiler alert, we're going to hear his name in a little while, but he's been playing great too. Eric Sinek has some goals, so good for the Wild. But man, Blues, you guys are humming. I'll tell you what, last game was great. Tarasenko hat trick. Yeah, so the Blues could absolutely win this, close out the series, but for the sake of parity and a Game 7, I want the Wild to win. I'm going with the Wild. Oilers-Kings game of the evening for me. I don't even know why I hide it at this point. We're going Oilers, absolutely. We got to tie this thing up, go to a Game 7, and win it in Game 7. Tell you what, I want this series to be the toughest one for us. Let's move into the next series. Hopefully we get Stars, Flames, I'll take it too, but we get a worn-out team on their end. Man, it's going to be a tough one, though, Oiler fans. I got to admit, no Darnell Nurse. He is suspended for tomorrow night's game after headbutting Philip Deneau. Man, emotions. That's tough. But I'm going to stick with my Oilers. Let's go Oilers. We're going to tie it up, go to a Game 7. All right, moving into probably my favorite part of the day, we're going to do our article deep dive. We're looking at The Athletic today again. As I said earlier, we're looking at Down Goes Brown, the 2022 Old Guy Without a Cup rankings by Sean McIndoe. And I tell you what, these are so much fun. Thank you so much, sir, for doing these each season. This is great. Essentially, it's the OGWAC rankings. And I tell you what, that acronym, I would love to see what you guys, or your takes on this acronym, what you think it stands for, down in the comments. Absolutely. But it's really neat. It's a fun article to look at how many players are in the Stanley Cup playoffs that, one, have had really good careers, two, are still having an impact in the NHL at an older time. A lot of them, there were some surprises on there too, for me too. A lot of it not surprised at their age necessarily, but surprised that, one, they haven't won a cup, or two, that, oh goodness, I completely forgot. You're absolutely right. Funny how things get lost in the shuffle, right? You only have one winner each year. So this is a really neat example, and neat to see some repeat people as well. I mean, tough for these guys, right? They play their whole careers. All they want is that cup, but from a neutral fan perspective, it's neat, and it gives me someone to root for. I tell you what, after looking at these rankings, I kind of got to admit, I might be swayed a little bit in my picks. But yeah, let's jump right into it. The first piece with the article, he does talk about the criteria, and Sean does a wonderful job. Really entertaining article. A lot of really funny pieces to it as well, but a lot of solid info. Again, just an excellent piece. But the qualifications for an old guy did make me a little upset, but that's okay. I'll get past it. 33 years or older, 10 years or more in the NHL, and they must be healthy/able to contribute. So we're not going to see like a Shea Weber last year on the Canadiens, where he's hurt, technically on the team. We're not going to see that. We're going to see people that will be suiting up or could suit up. Some of these teams are really deep, right? And if you're on this list, that means you're probably on the back end of your career. But we went through 20 players, and I tell you what, there were some surprises on there. My biggest surprises, first and foremost, Zuccarello and Giroux. Claude Giroux, I mean, you forget that the guy hasn't won a cup. Flyers fans, I know you guys definitely don't, but for myself as more of a neutral aside, in this perspective, I'm a big fan of Claude Giroux's game. It's just so much fun to watch. NHL 22, I make sure to have his card every time. In Hut, too, he's just silky with the puck. Man, his vision, the way that he leads, too, and he's kind of like that silent assassin, right? Just really neat. And heck of a beard game, right? Like, you got to respect that. But he hasn't won the cup, man. Hasn't won the cup. And moving to Florida this postseason, at the trade deadline, I get it. Like this was his chance, right? And boy, Caps fans, you guys are trying to crush his dreams real quick, but they did rebound. We're up 3-2 in the series, so I have to admit, after thinking about it, like, oh my gosh, you're right, Claude hasn't won yet. Like, oh man, okay. So I will admit, I might be pulling for the Panthers a little more now, but the other surprise was Mark Zuccarello for the Wild. Forget one, that he is a little older in the league at this point, and two, how much of an impact he has on that team. He's on that first line. He had an excellent season. He is an impact player, and he deserves a cup, right? A borderline Hall of Fame, depending on how he rounds out the career here. Again, he's just resurgent right now, but he hasn't won the cup. And that's a big deal. So I was surprised. I hadn't really thought too hard on it, and I would really like to see Zuccarello get that too. It'd be neat to see the Wild win for my Midwestern roots. The other surprise was the top two on the list, and not a surprise because they are two of the most impactful players in maybe NHL history. But it was the Joes, Joe Thornton and Joe Pavelski, Stars and Panthers now, respectively. Joe Thornton with the Panthers, man, talk about beard game. I'm going to reflect on that just because I'm a little jealous. I got to get there, but he has been such an impactful player for every team that he's played on. Sharks, Bruins. Now even with the Panthers, it's a leadership piece. He's not the player that he was, and to be honest, this probably is his last year. And the only reason he's doing this is, one, he loves the game, right? He loves it, but he wants that cup, and this is a great chance. I have to admit, Sean goes into great detail and explains that this one might be the one that's a little tough. He might be watching from the press box if the Panthers do make it all the way to the cup. But that's more of a testament to how deep that team is. Sure, he's not the player that he was, but Joe Thornton, I'm definitely rooting for him. Same with Claude Giroux. Just from that perspective, I feel like I got to root for the Panthers a little more. But the other Joe Pavelski and the Stars, my God, what a season for this gentleman. He's been leading that first line, dominating in the playoffs this season as well. It's just been a sight to see, and you forget that he's an old guy, and actually, even by these standards, he's even older too. I believe, what's he up to, 37 now? So hockey, it's just incredible to see the shape that these guys keep themselves in, that they can keep performing at this high level so late into their careers. Look at Alexander Ovechkin right now, and he's got a couple of cups, so he's not on this list. But man, I want to take a moment to admire what these guys do. Especially at their age, and they're still leading the first lines and dominating the playoffs. So this was a lot of fun. I love going through the Down Goes Brown each week from The Athletic. I would highly recommend it, as with everything from The Athletic. Again, they do a wonderful job. Check it out. I'll leave the link down in the description for you guys. And again, if there are any articles or anything like that you'd like me to break down, let me know in the comments. I would love to know, or you can reach me over on Twitter. If you do like the content, please smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. I'm going to be bringing you daily content, each day. Excuse me, of course it's daily, but we're going to be bringing you videos. We're going to do these daily breakdowns. We've also got special occasion videos coming up, so I'm really excited for everything that we've got upcoming. I hope you'll join me as we continue this journey, and as always, thank you so much. Until next time, cheers.